This polar bear is about to overheat, and a kind-hearted tourist, out of sympathy, gave him a bottle of cola. Unexpectedly, driven by survival instinct, the bear used its paw to twist open the cap and drank the whole bottle directly. Oh my, what is this strange act? It was captured by the tourists and posted online, and in just a few days, the bear became an internet sensation. The gorilla threw a rock at the tourists, which ended up annoying him. The gorilla, who also wanted to become internet famous, got so angry that it directly charged into a supermarket, left with someone else's computer, thinking if it couldn't be an internet celebrity, becoming a programmer was also fine. Besides that, its eyes still had nothing to do, looking at movie videos of trees and lions, standing up with itchy fur, just like a two-stringed fiddle. That's right, these animals are all people in disguise. What's more outrageous is that the giraffe has only one neck. It turns out the zoo not only lacks animals, but also funding. That is to restore the zoo within 3 months. If successful, he would be made the general manager. General Brother was full of confidence, but when he arrived at the zoo, he was dumbfounded. General planned to have the old director first buy a few cheap animals, and then he would figure something out. But animals are not something you can just buy. At least 6 months are needed to complete the process, and by that time, the animals might not have arrived yet, and the zoo might have already gone bankrupt. That night, everyone gathered to celebrate for Sang Huaxian, but upon returning to the zoo, the old director went up for a look, and it turned out to be the former security guard coming back to steal models. From this, the director got inspired, and had a bold idea. Anyway, since the animals could only be viewed from a distance and couldn't be touched, they decided to take action. First, they found a movie prop artist to custom make realistic looking. In order to act more realistically, everyone even specifically learned animal movements. The old director's crawling posture was obviously a bit awkward, but as long as the movements were slowed down, it should be fine. Wearing the animal costumes, it was uncertain if it would work in practice. Just as everyone was about to enter the iron wheel to try it out, unexpectedly, a giant abyss species walked into the zoo. Oh my goodness, a 1.65 meter tall giant sloth in front of me. That's the first time I've seen it. The man wanted to get closer to take a look, but Xiaomei was frightened and ran off. Wow, the man quickly chased after her, but accidentally knocked Xiaomei down. Just as he realized something was wrong, suddenly a gorilla pounced on him from behind. The man came to the zoo to see animals, but unexpectedly was tackled by a large gorilla. Then both a lion and a polar bear rushed at him, and with difficulty. As soon as the person arrived, they were scared away by a few wild animals, almost revealing too much before even starting. To prevent getting off track again, the new director, Brother Song, decided to remotely assist by giving them orders through voice commands. Everyone entered their respective zones, and everything was ready. Soon, the zoo welcomed its first batch of tourists. But who would have thought that all the animals in this zoo were fake? Seeing the sloth not moving at all, kids truly wondered if it's fake. On the first day of work, the person playing the lion was allergic to the thick fur, resulting in an itch all over and scratching like crazy. Seeing the tourists arrive, they had no choice but to endure and keep acting. The gorilla's unusual movements led a few elderly women to think it was a monkey. Such a big one must be very expensive, right? These things weren't too peculiar. In over 40-degree weather, it was clearly more reliable to look at the polar bear. But the old director, playing the polar bear, was afraid of being recognized and kept hiding behind the rocks, not daring to be seen, to avoid being discovered as a fake animal.
Don't bump into my leg!
The child saw the shy polar bear and became curious.
Friends, the North was originally a very warm place. So in warm countries, we feel a lot of hot and cold.
Actually, what they don't know is that the director inside is almost dying from the heat. Finally managing to fool the first group of tourists into leaving, everyone is exhausted. The key point is that in such hot weather, they still have to wear such thick customer costumes. The old director just couldn't lie down anymore and was exhausted. There's no other way. He had to help control half of the neck. At this rate, probably won't last.
Ming Jing and Diane and Column. You.
Please feel free to like, subscribe, share, and support the Mingjing and Diandian programs. Please like, subscribe, share, and support Mingjing and Diandian programs. Also joined the performance of drinking cola. The two animals that could drink cola left the tourists very surprised. However, the boss then told him the ultimate purpose of this mission. It turns out that he acquired the zoo not to run it, but to sell the land to a certain... He took a fancy to this piece of land and planned to demolish the zoo and turn it into a recreational resort. He wanted Zong to boost the zoo's popularity, so it could be sold at a good price. What made it even more difficult for Zong was that the boss tasked him with dismissing the zoo employees. On the way back, Zong was very upset because during this time together, he had already regarded his colleagues as friends, and they truly treated the zoo as their home. Just as he was about to walk into the office to explain to everyone, please,